Lars Nielsen, the managing director of BMW Group Asia, says that electromobility is key to achieving a sustainable future. And the best way to understand electromobility is to try it for yourself.
In our fourth episode in collaboration with BMW, we continue our clean driving and sustainable eating quest as we explore yet another restaurant with green practices in one of BMW's latest electric vehicles.
That's right, and we show you how to translate those sustainable practices to the plate with clean and green eating. And this next place we're going to check out is already making me hungry. It sounds like a great place to go to for people who want fine dining with a twist. The twists. So what we're going to do? We're going to twist.
We're going to twist our way.
Okay, we are behind the wheel of the i7. The i7, really luxurious. Not the first time we're driving it, but some facts bear repeating. 2 motors, 1 charge brings you more than 600 kilometers easy, and we tested that out in real life. All-wheel drive as well, so very stable. And of course, because this is a 7 series, there's a 7 in the number. Therefore, you should expect, or you expect, and you get, top of the line when it comes to motoring. The sort of technology and the sort of luxuriousness that really is right up there in the automotive world.
Yeah, and also, most importantly, for me at least, it's rated at 544 horsepower, which means serious grunt power.
Grunt power. What is grunt power?
That is grunt power. And also, you get this cool BMW curved screen,
Yeah, the
Check that
wide
out.
screen, right? 14.9 inches.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of very nice tech on display in the front and the back as well.
Yeah. But today we are headed to Caviar.
Yeah.
And it is Singapore's first caviar-based restaurant, and it showcases a multitude of different types of caviar.
Wow, there are different types.
Bet you didn't know that. And they're all paired and complemented with dishes that are made from locally sourced ingredients and fresh produce.
Okay, that makes sense.
And it's run by the executive chef Daniel Krishnan, who specializes in creating like a luxurious fine dining experience.
Right.
Just like how BMW created this luxurious experience in the 7 Series,
Yep. Pairs up the sustainability with, really upper class stuff.
Yeah,
Very
and
cool.
he also manages Caviar's carbon footprint by making sure they don't use too many imported ingredients.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the kind of second level thinking that we need for sustainability.
Yeah, but we've gabbed on. I just want to check it out. So Rahul, can you tell us more about the green practices or sustainable practices here at Caviar?
Yes, like the selection which we have, the caviar is all the farm caviar. We don't have a wild caviar, which is not good for the environment. And rest of the dishes, like the chef Daniel will let you know.
Hi Chef, good to meet you. I'm Kimberly. This is Darren.
I'm Daniel. I'm the chef of a caviar restaurant.
Right, okay. So we were just speaking to Rahul and we were talking about the green practices. Could you elaborate more on that about what you guys do here at Caviar?
So we try to be as mindful as we can about sustainability. Right now we try to get fish or whatever ingredients that are still really, really high quality from as close to us as possible. So we have this scaled bream that comes from Kelong, northeast of Ubin.
And in your experience as a chef, has it been more tough to kind of apply this sort of a new approach to cooking?
Yeah, exactly. So when we think about cooking, it's always the produce, it's produce driven, and again, not all the time you get a match of high quality produce and sustainability. Again, there are some small farms here and there that work really well, really good practices. We do our best to source them, and especially in Singapore, everything is imported.
So, and I know, there are quite a few caviar suppliers, but not everyone makes the cut. How do you choose the best caviar?
So we do a tasting with the whole team, and then we are quite critical about, taste, texture, how it looks, how it feels. So again, after a whole round table of discussion, then we pick out what we really like, what stands out, and then we move forward from there.
How many percent of caviars make the cut for you?
Right now, we've tasted quite a bit. I would say maybe 20%.
Wow. Okay, cool. Maybe now we should get started on
This guy, what's this guy here for today?
So this is our scaled bream. So they do a practice called ikejime where they kill the fish very humanely. They'll put it to sleep with clove oil, and then basically they'll spike the brain and kind of destroy the nerves. So the flesh will stay a lot more fresh for longer. What this does, it allows us to age the fish. So we age it close to a week, so that gets a lot more meaty flavor that comes from the fish as well. Yeah. So basically what they've done is they put a metal wire through the spine of the fish, and then they push out. So you'll see that this part is broken. That's where they insert the metal rod. So basically, a lot of high quality fish, the ones that you get from Japan, they do this practice as well. Okay, so we're done with this part. Why don't you guys take a seat and I'll show you the next.
Okay.
Cool, okay. So, Chef, as you know, I mean, we actually brought a car here for you to experience as well. Something that we think ties in very well with what Caviar is doing, balancing quality, fine dining, luxury, and sustainability and mindfulness. So, want to take a ride with me?
Yeah,
Yeah, you go do that. I did not get my
Yes,
photo.
you always eat all the food.
What's the major difference between like the EVs and the old school car?
I mean, one thing is how quiet it is, really. So there's this sound, and that is actually it's a composed sound by Hans Zimmer, the guy who does all the movie soundtracks and all that. So, but other than that, actually, I can turn the sound off.
That's
It'd
nice.
be totally quiet. If I didn't know anything about fine dining, what are your three key things, for example?
It's a lot to do with the quality of ingredients, the finesse that's involved,
Finesse, wow.
and I would say the design. Because when you're talking in terms of fine dining, there's a lot of mindful curation of the menu in terms of like the ingredients, even how you eat it, how it looks.
Yeah.
So it goes through a lot of iterations as well when it comes to even just doing up one dish. It takes time to refine. Usually you don't get it right the first time, and to even come up with the ideas, that's the tough one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell me about that process, actually. I mean, there must be so many rules when it comes to caviar.
I think a lot of it was established quite a while ago when they realized that it's definitely not sustainable to just fish from the wild, and the populations drop so much. I think quite a bit of farms started at least 10-15 years ago.
Wow.
Because it takes a very long time to actually have the sturgeon to actually have the eggs and to harvest them. It's a long process. Some would take decades actually.
Wow.
So it's even, I would say, even more challenging than aging whiskey because you have to keep the fish alive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It comes down to the tiniest detail.
Yeah.
Same for the car, I would imagine.
I mean, I love that part about looking for stuff from the local farms and all that.
Yeah.
Because it's not like we're saying all of a sudden that everything is sustainable.
Exactly.
It's just that we have to have that journey.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, every little step counts. Like for these guys, they do so much work on aerodynamics, and because they worked on the headlight design last time of another car, BMW, and they said it's worth 5 horsepower, just that shape of the headlight, and it's crazy, man. So I think as a chef, you might appreciate that kind of detail.
Yeah, exactly. All the little details. Like for us, every gram in the caviar makes a whole difference to the whole dish. Like you change the balance within a gram. So even when we weigh out caviar, most of the time we're using a micro scale.
All right, chef, that was great. I think thank you for showing us through the restaurant.
Yeah, thank you.
And the food as well.
Learning quite a bit of the cars also.
So that was a fascinating look into how we can get fine dining, luxurious fine dining with locally sourced produce right here in Singapore. Sustainable.
Now, we hope you enjoyed watching and learned a thing or two like we did. But that's it from us today in the all-electric, super luxurious BMW i7.
That's right. And this also wraps up our year-long series of driving clean, eating green, eating clean. You know what I mean, right? But what did we do in the past year?
We started off at a farm, you know, in
real
Kranji.
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was it called?
Bollywood Farms.
Veggies. Yeah, yeah. Julian did that, getting his hands dirty and doing real work like a real man for once in his life.
And then we went on to a vegan fast food restaurant.
Yeah, that looks so good. I really regret not tasting that one. Damn. Yeah. And we had a garden in the sky at Omi. Yeah. Cutting edge ingredients and fresh Japanese cuisine. And what do we do today?
We went to Caviar.
And I don't know, if you thought about it and someone told you all these things at face value, you'd probably go like, in Singapore, no way, right? Yeah. But we found out all that and more in our series with BMW on driving clean and eating green.
And be sure to join us again when we return for another exploration drive with BMW.
Au revoir.